Good morning, you guys, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 4.
OMG, double HKP, who's that coming down my chimney? Teddy and Mochi have been good boys, so they're hoping for a lot of toys. So hit that bell and subscribe, you'll never miss a vlog if you're notified. OMG, double HKP, Vlogmas time, are you ready?
Morning, any breakfast for you?
Good morning. Do you guys have Bantam bagels?
Yes, we do. Which kind would you like?
Can I get 2 of the everything bagels? Or I guess 1 serving comes with 2, right?
Set?
Yeah, if I can do 1 set of the everything. And if I can get a venti soy chai latte hot.
Venti hot soy chai?
Yes, please.
Anything else?
Nope. Thank you. I'm at Starbucks. I feel like a walking Shark Tank advertisement because I bought the Sleep Styler yesterday and then today I got Bantam bagels at Starbucks, but if you have not had them, they are really good. I have the dogs with me right now and we are going to hit the road and go to Elle's house. It's about an hour away and I am so excited. I need to get my money. My dad is in town and he was coming out for a work meeting and is staying with Elle because she is closer to where his meeting is and she has a guest bedroom. So he's staying with her and I'm gonna go down to have a daddy-daughter day with him and then spend the night at Elle's house. What do you want him to do?
He's gonna play drum fill, the iconic fill.
The iconic
Phil.
Phil, drum fill.
Yeah.
This is my dad and Alex, my sister's husband. I'm sure you guys know him. He made my amazing jingle. Do the fill, Dad. Wow.
Okay.
That was
now,
good.
When we spice it up a little bit afterwards.
All right.
See, I was thinking you can add it in and dub it in and go like with the real sounds.
We're having lunch right now and then we're gonna go across the street over to Target because the boys want to, well I guess the men, I call my dogs the boys, these are the men.
If my beard is this long, I'm one of the men.
So they want to grill out some hamburgers tonight and have like a fun little night. We're gonna watch some Christmas movies and just have like a family night. And so
I didn't know about the Christmas movies yet. That's new. That's a surprise.
that's why I'm here.
Fair enough.
Just kidding, I'm here for you, Dad, don't worry.
Thank you.
I'm gonna see if anyone has any questions for any like Amazing Race questions or anything. So I'm gonna ask them on Snapchat and then I'll be back and, well I don't have the questions yet.
Oh, I was ready.
I know, I could see you like getting ready.
Look how cute it is, it's a video. So, it's cute, okay. Yeah. Okay guys, so I'm here with my dad. We are filming Vlogmas today, and if you have any questions for us about anything on The Amazing Race, or just any questions for us, like daddy-daughter questions, go ahead and send them to me and I'll answer them with him in today's Vlogmas vlog. But I know that a lot of times I get comments about The Amazing Race.
Have any of you tried the Instant Pot yet? I've heard a lot of good things about it and I'm thinking that it might be time to invest in one, but let me know if you have any recipes down in the comments because I feel like I would get it and then I wouldn't know exactly what I would cook in it, but it just seems like one of those things I should have. I don't know. I really want to try it out. Hi Pinecone, I missed you. You can't hear me because you're deaf. Pinecone may look just like snow, but he can't hear the ho ho ho. What's this? What's this, Coney? He doesn't even care. I'm gonna ask you some questions that they have sent in on Snapchat.
Okay.
And you don't have to sit there and literally like think of the answer.
Just answer yes or no.
Well, it's not yes or no, but like don't feel like there's no wrong answers.
Okay. So I
So,
can
like-
answer wrongly and it'll be okay.
Right, so like the first one, but you have to answer as quick as you can,
Quick
okay?
as I can.
Who's your favorite daughter?
I like
That
all my
wasn't
daughters equally.
fast enough. I'm kidding, I made that one up. First question says, what is your favorite memory of you and Blair as a child?
So there's a memory I have. You know the airplane memory, right?
Yeah, I know what he's gonna say. This is cute, yeah.
Yeah, so when Blair was little bitty, I would take her out to the airport where I was learning to fly, or I was getting my license, and we would go and sit in the airplane in the cockpit, and you were little bitty. And of course we would look at all the instruments, and we had fun. We'd go out there together. But the memory is that we would, when we were coming back from where the airplane was stored back to the main hangar on the grounds there, you would run ahead and I would run behind you and pick you up, and you'd put your wings out. Like
I remember it. Like, I have such vivid memories of you like running down what I thought was the runway, but it was just like a little side.
it was out there where the airplanes were.
Yeah, no, it was like on the runway area, but it wasn't like down the center of a plane runway. But in my mind, I remember it that way. Okay, you want to ask a surprise question now? Alex, coming in clutch with that surprise question.
Celebrity hot seat question.
All right.
But it might have already been asked.
Well, that's fine.
Can you
Ask
just ask
it.
what's your favorite memory
Yeah.
of Blair's childhood? What's your worst memory of Blair's childhood?
Oh, when we
Turn it around.
got called to school all the time.
Not that many times.
A few times.
What I was thinking was the tooth chipping that you told me about.
Oh, that was.
Oh!
Now that's a memory I don't want to. I don't want to.
Well,
remember.
Oh, basically, I begged Dad to get on the seesaw with me, and was it you went down and I went up or something?
It was
Yeah,
the fate of the universe.
Something happened, and the thing tilted. The weight got off. I think we were shifted up and down on the weight, and the thing went down, and Blair hit her teeth right on the little bar.
And then there's something called a dead tooth. Luckily, it was my baby tooth, but my front baby tooth turned black. And until it fell out, that tooth was forever black. That is a good story,
Little
but
baby
I
girl
don't
with a
know.
black-
But you've been very
a
tough
black
ever since.
tooth.
I've been very tough ever since. And as soon as like my new tooth grew in, it wasn't black because it wasn't dead. It was just like it killed that tooth. How did you feel when I first told you that I was going to be doing YouTube videos and then it turned into my career?
Well, I didn't know it was going to be your career
Right.
at the beginning, so I just thought it was you were kind of having fun with some of your friends and things like that. So I didn't think too much about it. I knew you were having fun doing it.
But you weren't like concerned that I was...
I was concerned that I didn't want you to use your real name.
Right. Hence why I'm Blair, which by the way, my parents do call me Blair. I get a lot of questions that are like, if Blair's not your real name, like, are you only Blair on the internet or whatever? No, like everyone in my family calls me
People can change
Blair.
their gender, people can change their name.
Thank you, Alex.
Once you decided and your YouTube channel got big and things like that, then it just went to Blair.
I know, and I honestly, I've said this so many times, but if it wasn't my own story, I wouldn't believe it. If someone told me like, yeah, at 15, I just told my parents to call me Sally, and then they just did. Like, that seems so ridiculous that really happened.
Yep.
And you actually call me Blair. And like when you're just talking to Mom about me, you call me Blair, like just between the two of you, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What was our favorite country to go to on the Amazing Race?
All the countries were amazing. I mean, I actually loved Armenia and Georgia and those countries, but the best time we had was in Chamonix.
Chamonix, France. Oh my goodness, that's still, I'm not kidding you guys, one of my top 5 greatest memories of my entire life. And I remember when we ended up getting eliminated, spoiler alert, Dad and I were just like sitting there talking, and we were like, you know what, this has been such an amazing time, and we have some of the best memories we'll ever have in our entire life from this. So we were fine when we got eliminated. I mean, obviously we wanted to win, but it wasn't gonna,
No,
like,
I mean, everybody's gonna get eliminated but one person.
right.
One group, a couple.
Yeah. What was it like behind the scenes of the Amazing Race? Like hotels, food, what if you get sick? So do you have any like behind the scenes
Yeah,
things?
so if you get sick, you're out of luck. You just keep going, or you're out of the race.
They have a medic there that will come around
Yeah, they have,
and
and
give
they'll-
you medicine.
They'll wrap your aches and pains and give you a Tylenol, right? That's
Yeah.
pretty much it. So,
Yeah,
you know,
actually.
if you got sick, you either went on or at some point you were going to be out. So that was pretty much it. The hotel rooms were hit or miss about every 3 nights. Maybe we stayed in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Slept in airports a lot.
A lot of airports, on a lot of airplanes.
Slept on airplanes.
I don't love airplanes. When I'm flying back to Tennessee, I don't love being on an airplane. I loved when we were on an airplane and on the race, because it was the one time that your mind could actually shut down a little bit, because you knew what every other team was doing, and you knew that you like had a little bit to sleep. Whereas when you were in the airports, you never knew if people were getting on faster flights or what was going on. So once you were on the airplane, you've done everything you could. But we would walk around and like ask people,
Yes.
like flight attendants, to give us like translations of certain things we knew that we would need to say in the next country.
Yeah, once we knew where the airplane was going and where we were going, then we would get as much information as we could. But you also got to sleep and you got to eat.
Yeah, yeah, and they would feed you. So food was really, I mean, that was tough for me.
Yep.
On the race. I don't feel like I was, which makes sense. I mean, they give you a certain little amount of money that you're allowed to spend each leg, and if you want to buy food, you can, but you don't know what's coming on that leg, and you don't know if you're going to have to buy train tickets that are the exact amount of money that they gave you, in which case you have to beg for money, which can take a lot of time, and you might not make that train. So...
No, and you're not there to eat. I mean, if eating, you run the risk of getting sick if you eat too.
Well, yeah, Dad's over here. He was totally fine the whole time. I was like, Daddy, I'm starving. And he was like, no, this is like, we're not here to eat, we're here to race. And I'm like, I know, but like, I'm still hungry.
You're here to race and enjoy and see the scenery and appreciate the people. And also the race is an incredible thing. It's a production. And the people that are making the race are just as interesting as the people
oh
that
my
you're,
gosh,
that you're
yeah.
meeting, so.
No, just watching how all of that went down was something that I don't think you or I will ever like have an experience
that's a
like
big
that
part
again.
Of we enjoyed the Mexico City one, even though that was traumatic in the beginning. But
that was traumatic for Dad. That wasn't traumatic at all for me.
Yeah.
I was still proud of you, and I knew you were like going as fast as you could. Basically, if you haven't seen it, in the first episode, Dad dropped some of his puzzle pieces and then couldn't complete the puzzle because obviously he needed those puzzle pieces and had to like run back and find all of them, and it ended up taking a lot of time.
But that was also one of the scariest things, because when we got in the cab to go home, or try to go back, the cab got lost in
oh my
parts
goodness,
of
we
Mexico
actually
City.
left, and I think I said this on like my behind the scenes of The Amazing Race episode 1. I said when we left, I could still like see Sherry's backpack running into the cab. Like we were not that far behind him, and Sherry and Cole ended up passing Jocelyn and Aaron. That's how close our 3 teams were. So technically we could have passed Jocelyn and Aaron because their cab was going so slow, but our cab got lost for how long? Was it like an hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And we knew we were last at that point. I felt more bad about the fact that I wanted to be able to like, when are we gonna have this experience again? And I know when I said that, yeah, we wanted to keep racing, and I said that to Phil, and I know a lot of people told me, they were like, what do you mean, when are you gonna have this experience again? Your dad isn't that old, you guys can travel the world again, but it's not the same. Like this whole race is very different, and I wanted to keep going, but I felt the most bad because I didn't ever want Dad to think that I blamed him for like taking that experience away from me, because I don't think, even if we did get eliminated that first race, I don't think it was your fault. That really was a cap thing. So,
well, I could have done better.
Well, you're fine. Everyone drops their pieces in life, but you pick it back up and you kept going.
You don't stop.
How is y'all's daddy-daughter relationship different from your sisters? So do you think you have a different relationship with me than you do with Elle and Jelly? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I have different relationships with all 3 of you.
Yeah.
No question.
But we have the best one. I'm kidding.
Ours
I mean,
is very fun and very nice, but all of them are.
He says he loves us all equally.
Yeah.
But
do.
I know I'm his favorite.
I love you all differently though, so even though they're equal.
If your mom was here, she would just make him stop talking.
I know. How supportive has your dad been throughout your entire YouTube career, step back from YouTube, etc.? P.S. Love watching your videos. Thank you so much. So he has always been so supportive of me doing my videos. You have always looked over all of my contracts. You have kept me from basically signing my channel away in the past. Like I would get contracts and these companies would offer to pay me a lot of money and I'd be like, yeah, where do I sign? And my dad would be like, did you read it all? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, so you realize that you're selling your YouTube channel right now? And I'm like, no. So he's definitely saved my channel in the past. What did you think when I kind of took a break from YouTube? I took a step back and I just wasn't really in it.
Yeah, I was worried. I mean, you were always a person that, you know, even before you did YouTube, you would go into a room and basically draw the attention of everybody in the room. So you were destined anyway to be involved in that stuff. And your YouTube channel seemed to me to be a perfect outlet for that, as long as it was safe and you were protected and we watched your contract. So it worried me when you stepped back, even though everybody needs to step back from sometimes, but you know, there is a progression that you have to work, you have to keep going in life. You can't step back, you can take a break, but you can't step back. So I was worried about it, but that's good.
But
a break
look at me now, bitch.
A break makes things better sometimes.
I'm getting paper. Did the race ever get so tense that we ended up fighting?
No, we never got in a fight, which was surprising.
I was very surprised with that because not that I thought that we were gonna fight. I don't think we've ever gotten in a fight in my entire life. I've still never heard either my mom or my dad raise their voices ever in my entire life. I've heard you, or like yell. I have heard you like go up in, like I've heard your voice be louder than what it is now.
More authoritative, yeah.
And just like yelling at the TV screen and stuff. Like I've heard your voice go louder, but I've never heard you or mom yell ever in my entire life. Or on the race, you know, it's not that I thought that we would have a fight, but I just thought that there was gonna be a lot of butting heads. It was a very tense situation. We were under a lot of stress and we both really wanted to win. And we also learned that we both are very, how would you describe it? Not like alpha, but we both think that as soon as we got to a problem, we both knew the exact way to solve it and the fastest way to solve it. Yeah. And like you wanted to do it your way and I wanted to do it my way. So I thought that would make us fight, but we ended up just like working together. Yeah. And it worked out.
We found a middle ground.
And you admitted that after a couple legs, you started trusting what I had to say in the beginning quicker than you did.
Well, we would have done better if I had listened a little more. I think it's natural for dad and daughter, for the dad to think, oh, well, at some point if there's a tie here and one idea doesn't sound better than the other, you ought to, you know, go this way. But no, it was better when I just listened.
Aw, you're so sweet. I don't think we would have done any better, but I just was surprised that we weren't bickering because so many teams on there will kind of bicker back and forth. The last question I have for you is why don't you have a Southern Tennessee accent?
I was raised in New Orleans.
Right.
So that's kind of a New Orleans accent.
Yeah, so you're not from Tennessee, so.
I went to college in Indiana. I went to high school in Georgia. So my accent is definitely a mix. Went to law school in Athens and medical school in Augusta. So
both in Georgia?
Georgia, yeah.
So high school, law, and medical school in Georgia.
Right.
But
it's Louisiana. I was born in Mississippi, grew up in Louisiana.
You were born in Mississippi?
Natchez, Mississippi.
You were?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No! MISSI, you were born there?
Yeah. Mississippi.
I thought you were born in Louisiana. I thought you were born in New Orleans.
Natchez, Mississippi.
How soon before you moved to New Orleans?
By the time I was 2 years old.
Okay. So you like, your younger years that you can remember are all New Orleans? Yes. Okay. Okay, anyways, keep going. So.
Yeah, and then I went to school in Indiana, and Indiana has a very Midwestern type of an accent. So you blend those together and you probably get my accent. I've been in Tennessee since 1999, so.
Is that when we moved there?
Mm-hmm. So wow. It's been a while.
Yeah. All right, guys, I think we need to start cooking. So thank you, Dad, for sitting down on
Vlogmas.
Vlogmas.
Oh, Vlogmas.
On Vlogmas. That was cute. We're gonna go get to cooking. Hey guys, so it's actually the next morning. I was planning on doing my question of the vlog last night and just filming a few other things, and then I fell down the stairs. So I have a huge bruise on my butt, but I'm not gonna show you guys because it's right next to my butt crack and I don't think that'd be appropriate. So yeah, that was my evening. At first, I didn't know exactly what was wrong because I was just really shooken up. I think my body was just like a little bit in shock. It was the first time I've fallen since I broke my arm and like fallen in that kind of way, and my feet came out from under me on like the second step from the top, and I just went down the entire flight of stairs, and it just was not fun, obviously. I took most of my weight on my butt and my left elbow when I was falling. I was very cautious not to land on my right arm. Like even in that split second that I realized I was falling, I like pulled my right arm in, and then when I was going down the stairs, I kind of like slid on my butt, but like very quickly, not the way you do when you're a kid and you're like, oh, this is so fun, but like a very frantic, like, ah, and I was yelling, but I also verbally said, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And my dad thought that was funny because he was like, you weren't even done with the fall, but you were already like reassuring yourself that you're okay. My butt has a big old bruise on it. The question of the vlog that I wanted to answer is, what does double HKP mean? So I always say OMG double HKP and it doesn't mean anything. I said it for the very first time in one of my very old videos. I'm not gonna say which one because I wanna see if any of you can comment and tell me which one it was, but it doesn't mean anything. I was just really excited and it like came out and then I was like, what does that mean? I don't even know. And it just kind of stuck. So I kept saying it and now it doesn't have to mean anything. It just means like more excited than OMG, but technically if you want to put a title to it, it could be, oh my gosh, happy holidays, kind people. I've also heard, oh my gosh, help Hello Kitty please. I don't know, if you can think of anything that it could mean, please let me know down below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell and subscribe because you'll never miss a vlog if you're notified. And I'm gonna go ice my butt. So that is my morning. I will see you guys in my next video and comment below with your question of the vlog. Okay, bye.